Hey everyone, welcome to the beach with General Sunbeam.
Aloha! Glad you could join us.
Relax, soak up the sun, and enjoy the vibe.
All right. Content production time. All right. Greetings, everyone. General Sunbeam here. Today, I'm covering a gig I've done on and off that fits a very specific lane in the delivery world. Lunchdrop. This post is written as both a gig guide and a piece of creator coverage, meaning I'll explain what the company says it is, how the driver work generally flows, and what you should consider before you sign up. What Lunchdrop is in plain terms. Lunchdrop is built around getting lunch to workplaces, especially offices. The company markets itself on free delivery and no menu markup, and describes a workflow where customers pick from featured restaurants, order before a cutoff time, and get notified when lunch arrives. Lunchdrop also describes its most popular product as individually packaged and labeled meals, plus traditional catering options. So it's not just one bag to one home, it's often a coordinated drop to a workplace delivery point. What drive in with Lunchdrop is like on Lunchdrop's recruiting pages. The pitch is consistent: weekday routes, a tight lunch schedule, and predictable timing. Lunchdrop publicly advertises that routes are commonly available Monday through Friday, with pickup often around 11:20 a.m. and many routes finishing approximately 12:05 p.m. They also advertise weekly pay and publish per route pay ranges that can vary by market. Some pages show ranges like $33 to $50 plus, and others show $37 to $60 plus. There is also a guarantee footnote tied to completing scheduled weekday routes within a defined shift window, and they note rates can change. My creator takeaway: Lunchdrop is better described as a midday route gig than an all day delivery grind. Basic requirements and onboarding. Lunchdrop lists common requirements like being 21 plus, having a reliable car, having a smartphone, having a valid license and insurance, and passing screenings such as a background check and motor vehicle record review. They also describe a short virtual onboarding review, about 45 to 60 minutes, to confirm understanding of the app and delivery flow before activation. For the driver app, Lunchdrop provides download instructions on its own website, iPhone guidance references installing via the App Store, and enabling location services. Android guidance reference enabling installs from unknown sources, and installing an APK. If you're on Android, you should treat that setting seriously and only install from official sources, because enabling unknown sources increases your exposure if you're not careful. What a new driver should do to start strong. If you're trying to run this gig efficiently, I'd focus on three things: timing, gear, and professionalism. Timing matters because the company's whole model is lunch window reliability. Gear matters because you're transporting multiple meals, and food safety basics, say insulated storage and temperature control, are the difference between a good delivery and a bad day. And professionalism matters because you're interacting with restaurants and workplaces, not just porch drop offs. Contractor and tax notes. Like many gigs, this work is commonly structured as independent contractor work rather than a W 2 job, and that means you should track expenses and plan for tax paperwork. In my case, I also received tax document workflow communications tied to Lunchdrop's tax document delivery process, which is another reason to stay organized. Why I'm covering this as a content creator? I'm documenting this because I care about being a producer, someone who creates, reports, and builds a platform. I'm not claiming this as the best gig for everyone. I'm saying it's a specific type of delivery lane. Office lunches, tight timing, and a predictable window. If you want me to do more gig coverage like this, real workflow breakdowns, what to expect guides, and creator safe day in the live formats, stay tuned. And as always, thanks for reading, thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting the grind. And once again, I have finished my lunch drop route for Monday. It is an easy. It's just usual two pickups in the same area, and three drop offs. So three stops, two restaurant pickups, and three stops. It is a fairly easy, relaxed route. Tuesday through Thursday, I'm sure it is where the lunch rush gets real, and it's more busy around Tuesday to Thursday, and sometimes Monday and Friday where it isn't big in volume. It can sometimes get busy with increased volume depending on the individual orders from the company. But that is how I summarize Lunch Drop and what Lunch Drop delivery gig. It is like one of those catering gigs with a big, wide, insulated hot bags, and you pick up 20 to 30 orders on average, sometimes less than that, but on average, about total of 20 or 30 individual orders. And Lunch Drop is more focused on public. You focus more on public and not just porch drop off, going to a restaurant pickup and then dropping off at the customer's household. No, it's not like that. You go all the way to the office and you drop it off in corporate offices, and they're all in the open public. So that's very much what Lunch Stop is. So tomorrow I'll be doing Lunch Drop and around 10:10. So at 10:10, once you install the APK, the Independent Lunch Drop app, you go on Lunch Drop. You try to log in, and then at 10:10, if you haven't like if you haven't gone on a schedule to say you're unavailable at 10:10, you will confirm if you're available, just to make sure. At 10:10, you must accept it before 10:30, or they will automatically remove you from today's route. Then at 10:55 to 11, that's when they assign you a route. Usually, again, standard route, it involves two pickups, two restaurant pickups, and 3 to 4 stops. Office companies. And of course, you receive a text message if anything goes down. You can text the dispatch. They have their lunch drop text to contact them, and then you just go about doing your route. It's just a straightforward. So you go to the restaurant, and then when you arrive at the restaurant, usually the timing window is 11:20, 11:30 for both the restaurant pickups, and then you try to check in, and you check in with the restaurant saying, "Oh, I arrived," and then you go in and you mark each of the individual orders. Sometimes you need a pen to write down the drop-off code, and then once you got all the individual orders accounted for, you go to your second pickup, do the same thing. You check in, you go on a Lunch Drop app and check in by clicking on the check-in button, and then do the same thing. You look at the individual name, mark them off, and then after you picked up all the individual lunches from both restaurant pickups, then you go to the first stop and a drop off that matches the drop off code, and making sure it matches the quantity of the customers, making sure that you're not missing and misplacing or anything. And that's how Lunch Drop catering gig works. But that's all I gotta say to that. So thank you for watching this content. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for hitting the follow button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Rumble, Instagram. I am General Sunbeam, and hope to see you on the road. If you ever care to do the lunch drop, or if you do any other gig related to driving, I'll see you on the road. Drive safe, follow the laws, and be on time. Peace.